I know you took issue with that $40 billion aid package. Tell me about what stood out to you when it comes to your top concerns about sending that money over.
I think my main concern is that we don't have the $40 billion. We're running a debt of, over the last 2 years, over $6 trillion. But really, our annual debt for a long time now has been about $1 trillion. So we don't have $40 billion. What we have to do is we borrow that money from China, or the Federal Reserve prints it up, and then we send it to Ukraine. But what this does is cause more inflation in our country because we're borrowing more money. So I just don't think it's wise. If people thought this was really important, there are a couple of ways it could have been paid for. If all Americans want to send that money to Ukraine, we could have had a $500 tax on everybody's income. That would have been an honest way. You say to all America, we're sending this money, and here's the tax, you owe the bill for this. And I think it would have been wildly unpopular. But the thing is what we do something that's, I think, dishonest. We say, oh, we just give them the money, we're a rich country. Well, but where does the money come from? If the money is borrowed, there are ramifications. So I think it's a dishonest way to do it. You could have also taken this from another part of the budget that you think is less important. That would be setting priorities. So I'm not against the legislature setting priorities. And if it really is in our national security interest, take it from somewhere else in the budget. But instead, we just borrow it like everything else around here. So this is just one more additional provoking policy that will provoke more inflation.
As we've heard from the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, he's asking for additional military equipment, humanitarian aid at a time when even citizens are coming under attack. And the war rages on. It's a timely matter, too. Would sending additional aid help reduce the number of deaths that we've seen overseas? And could it be something that you'd be in favor of at least sending some amount of money?
I think we're all sympathetic to the Ukrainians. There's no sympathy at all. Putin is the clear aggressor here, and we want them to push the Russians out of their country. We want them to be successful. But the thing is my oath of office is to our country. As much sympathy as I have for people in Somalia and in the sub-Saharan countries and in the Balkans and in Ukraine and around the world, yes, we have sympathy, but my first oath of office is not to hurt our country. And it hurts our country to borrow more money. So if people come to me and say Ukraine needs more weapons and can we do it, I would say sure, as long as we take it out of our budget, take it out of what's already been expended. Let's don't add to our debt to do it. But nobody's offering that. Everybody just blindly thinks it's free money, just print it up and pass it out. That I do object to.
Well, speaking of additional spending, in Washington, we're learning more about a $48 billion business bailout bill, essentially, coming back to COVID, as we've seen. This is some Small Business COVID Relief Act of 2022, and it all adds up. You also take issue with this bill. What stands out to you here?
Another $48 billion we don't have being given to restaurants that apparently all survived the pandemic. But the lesson of the pandemic and a lesson of all of the tragedy of what government did to the restaurants is don't do this. There was an alternative. One alternative was no lockdowns, and we wouldn't have had all this expenditure of money or borrowed money. So right now, we're well out of the pandemic. We're well out of the lockdown phase. Most restaurants are doing very well now. So, once again, yes, did they suffer? They suffered because of bad government policy. Unelect the politicians who were for the lockdown. Unelect the politicians who shut the restaurants down. That's what should happen. But we can't give them money that's not ours to give. We can't give them money that we don't have. So Ukraine, $40 billion, it's going to pass today. Now $48 billion for restaurants. 2 weeks ago, it was $150 billion to do subsidies for semiconductor companies. So it's one thing after another. Someone's got to stand up and say, enough's enough. We don't have the money.
Well, Americans might also be facing financial struggles during the time when we are seeing 40-year record high inflation and also really high gas prices here. The current average, $4.59 a gallon, according to AAA. Expected to only increase in price over the summer months. What can be done right now when you take a look at Congress and even this White House to really help ease the pain Americans feel in their pocketbooks?
Well, think about it. The average family I saw yesterday is paying $100 more every week. So over a year, the average family is spending $5,200 more every year because of the inflationary prices. What do we do to fix inflation? Stop creating inflation, stop borrowing money, and stop printing money. When the Federal Reserve buys our debt, they print new currency, it enters into circulation. The M2 is a measure of the money supply. It's going up at 15% on an annualized basis over the last 3 years. So you have to quit borrowing money, quit digging the hole deeper, and then that's how you fix inflation. The Democrats, though, say, oh, inflation's caused by greed. Well, what a ridiculous notion. Did people just, in the last 2 months, all of a sudden decide that people are greedy and they never were greedy before? It's a ridiculous idea. And then the Democrats say, oh, we should do price controls. Once again, that'll make it worse. Price controls lead to shortages. So no, the cause of inflation is borrowing too much money and then having the Federal Reserve print the money. You got to quit borrowing it.
All right. Well, we've talked a lot about finances. Let's pivot to something else. Another headline that caught our attention. The Misinformation Board, Disinformation Governance Board, that's been put on pause from DHS. Tell me about that decision. Was that a good call?
Well, you know, when I first heard about the Disinformation Governance Board, it was such a ludicrous idea. I thought it was the Babylon Bee. I thought, this can't be serious. How could this possibly be something that they really are proposing? But it turned out they were serious. But then they chose this bizarre singing woman who is, full of polemics and full of all kinds of very partisan tweets. And then she's going to be in charge of disinformation. So last weekend I was in Kentucky and a woman came up and she wanted to have her picture taken with me and her shirt said, "Make Orwell fiction again." And so I'm glad the Biden administration is going to go back to thinking Orwell ought to be fiction. But this is a dangerous time when many on the left are leaning towards, well, their opinion is so right and the conservatives and the Republicans are so wrong, we must censor their speech because they're pushing disinformation. That's always been wrong. I would never, ever in my wildest dreams think we should censor anyone on the left or the right or the middle. And for people to actually have mainstreamed the idea of censorship, I think is worrisome for our country. If we could get to a majority of people who believe in censorship, that's alarming.
And that received pushback from not only conservative voices, but there were some liberal voices as well, taking issue with limiting free speech at this point. Senator Rand Paul taking the time this morning and joining us, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate the conversation.
Thank you.